Just letting you know, this is only my spoiler first impressions of the episode. Check my pinned comment for a free gift related to this video. And to watch my unfiltered reactions with exclusive bonuses, join my Asha Media TV Club. The link is in the description box below. Now, here's my afterthoughts of this episode of Supernatural.
It's not bad. It's not a bad episode at all. If anything, it's pretty much what I was saying at one point, where the pacing felt slow. And thankfully, with decent dialogue and funny, witty performances back and forth, it carries the episode. But it just needed to be, perhaps it could be the editing, like it just needed to be tightened up with the beats of each scene to kind of not make it feel kind of slow-paced. You know, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Like for instance, what I wish they had tightened up a bit was the chase scene with Beastie Castiel and the lady, right? That felt like it went on for too long. But anyway, it's cool to see though Jensen flex his directing muscles, and I mean, I don't think it should be a problem to tell me if eventually does Jared end up doing any directing, or anybody else from the cast. You don't have to tell me which episode, but do they end up directing anything from Supernatural? I think somebody may have mentioned. Wait, Misha directed. I know Misha directed an episode recently, but did Jared? I don't remember anybody mentioning Jared directing, so let me know. Okay, let's get back to this main episode now, number 3. Oh boy, all right, let's start at the beginning here. Just take a look at some scenes. So let's start with, of course, the opening scene, which I thought was really fun, with Rowena setting up her mega coven and the reactions to the fact that they don't like mega coven. She wipes out those witches, turns them to dust. So, you know, that's her, I guess, flexing her powers with what this book can offer her. But if anything, I was a bit surprised at her reaction to the fact that Crowley wasn't dead. I guess she was just so sure in that last scene when she set Cass onto him that there was just no way Crowley could ever escape that. So lesson learned for her. You know, next time stick around to really see a dead body. But that was a sneaky one, the way he got out, though, through the sewer vent on the floor, so... Even so, if she stuck around, maybe it would have seemed like he was dead, but he wasn't. Never know, we'll never know. So yeah, then we have that. And then we have, now, the secret's out with Dean and, well, Sam's secret about removing the mark. And so I'm waiting for the eventual reveal of the fact that Dean does remember quite a lot of his interactions with darkness, all grown up. And I've yet to see how much of that conversation will just continuously play out in memories as the episodes unfold. And I'm going to go with the possibility, because it just seems like it would line up nicely with when she finally does turn into the grown-up version. That's when perhaps the reveal of their conversation will matter. And all of that put together will be its big, like, oh my goodness kind of situation, you know? All right, so let's move on to Castiel. I'm just glad he's cured, because I was like, can I handle this growling beastie Castiel for another 2 episodes? I don't think I could, because for every time he was just like in this chair, I was just like, oh boy, oh boy. And for me, it's like, there is a part of me as well that doesn't want to see Misha underutilized, because he's a talented actor, and I want to see him be given some meat to work with. So I'm very happy and relieved that's kind of out of the picture. He's back to his self to some degree, and hopefully a more compelling role will add up for him in this season in some fashion. Now, Crowley and the little girl, Amara, or I won't even say little girl, just Amara. Lots there, great humor, as usual, and if anything now, which I will touch on as just being the big question mark and what's really getting my wheels turning here, either I've underestimated or not properly understood, well, maybe that's the point, because it seems to be in increments they're revealing this thing. I mean, they're having conversations about changing the world, how it should have been. So she has that kind of creative power. And all the more, I'm just like, okay, the conversation of God came up again. So it's definitely there. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind. There's not a doubt in my mind. God's showing up. Either it's going to be the last episode of the season, or it's going to be the next episode. You know what I mean? Because with all this conversation, and every time I think it's something they can draw out, they find a way to somehow wrap it up. So, people, I won't be surprised if Chuck is in the next episode, and then that's that. We finally get our God introduction, not introduction, but reappearance. So yeah, that really just took me for a loop to think that she's that powerful. And now thinking back at her comment, at what she said to Dean when Dean brought up Death, and she's like, I don't know of this Death. And Death had told Dean in season 5, the whole like the chicken and the egg thing, who came first, him or God? So if she doesn't even know of Death, then either Death wasn't around, like she's older than Death, but that would make God older than Death too. So if she doesn't even know of Death, that really begs the question how old she's supposed to be, but powerful enough to remake the world, but not powerful enough to not be locked up by God and Lucifer. Anyway, I'm gonna let it flow for now, but it is on my mind. It is on my mind, and I have the 4th episode to watch in this sitting of the day, so I'll get to that part. All right, let's pick some scenes. I don't think I have been picking a favorite scene since I started season 11. I just realized that I've been just kind of going scene by scene, just recognizing what's going on in the story in order to kind of also give myself a recap of what I'm watching. Really, that's really what I'm kind of doing, because I figure it might be helpful. But oh yeah, here we are. This is probably the one scene I would say where I'm just like, possibilities. And that's the angel and demon meet up at the bar. Exchanging what's going on in heaven and what's going on in hell, and the big bosses aren't doing their jobs. Maybe it's a little guy who's got to work something out, and I'm like, okay, let's hope something comes out of that. It's not just some scene that put there for humor's sake, I want to see perhaps angels and demons get together, because it kind of fits. I just think at this moment that would work, and because we've had already season 8, season 9, or season 9 primarily I'm thinking of, where you had these factions trying to work out deals and backstab each other while they're on Earth, since they got booted out of heaven, right? And then now here in season 11, it would be nice to see them unite against a bigger cause, a bigger problem, which is darkness. So I like where that could possibly go. It's just a little side story to stick in there. And if they keep the humor up, I'm game. I'm game for that. I'm game for that. All right, let's see what else we got. The interrogation scene, yeah, it was pretty standard stuff. Although the witchcraft lingo, for some reason, a lot of that, I was like, have I heard any of that before? Like, what did he call when you're tracing them? Scribe? Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, that I felt kind of dumb in that moment. I was like, oh my gosh, have they been saying these terms and I just haven't paid attention? Probably haven't. All right, we have Amara and her appetite. We know that. All right, so saving the best for last, of course, Rowena and her interaction with the boys, which is always just so much fun. Just actually, she's a scene stealer. Like Ruth O'Connell, yes, she's a show unto herself. Like literally a show unto herself. But what this actress does so masterfully is that you'll sometimes get an actor that will be so much of a scene stealer that it's almost like they take up too much of the space of the screen, of the story. They're just too much unto themselves. Whereas with her, the way she delivers her line and the way her vibe is with the characters of Sam and Dean, it blends nicely. So she shines, but she doesn't outshine. And when she does, it's merited and it seems deliberate, you know, with her close-up shots and all that. I don't know how to say it, but it works. It works. And I can see why she's just definitely a fan favorite. I like her too. I like her too. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm ready to get to episode 4 at this point. Aside from now, it's clear that even if she's eaten a bunch of souls, Amara kind of just grows up in increments, which is fine. I think it works for the story until she reaches full blown, and then maybe that's when shit hits the fan there. So, teenage Amara, here we go. There you have it. These are my afterthoughts about episode number 3 from the 11th season of Supernatural. If you want early access to my reactions to Supernatural, way earlier than what you're seeing here on YouTube, join my Asha Media TV Club. Link is in the description box below for you to check out. There you'll get access to not only my unfiltered full reactions, you'll also get access to bonus reactions that I only share with my club members. So check it out. Okie dokie, you know the drill. I'm tuning out for now. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.